everybody, it's Deanna from YouParent again with another episode of Adoption Stories. And I sort of wanted to dive into explaining a little bit about working through some of the trauma that your kids have. When they come home. I know some of you saw, I got a comment from a woman who saw our baptism on video, and actually she was struck really by the way that I was talking to Ella and some of the kids and holding their faces and speaking into them good things and words of healing. And the kids come with a lot of trauma and a lot of pain, and what you really witnessed with that is Ella, who, as you know, is a lot of fun, so much life to her. She also struggled with a lot of nightmares and just feelings of inadequacy and of not belonging. And even though we would say, we are your forever family, she'd been abandoned a couple of times, or at least perceived to be abandoned, been put into an orphanage, and you know, all of this. So recently she was accepted into this leadership academy. To Ella, though, this is traumatic, and it's traumatic because she keeps saying it's the same thing as being taken from all my friends in Ethiopia. It's the same thing as well, I actually then projected this. It's the same thing as being forced into an orphanage. So certain aspects of your adopted kids may seem like, you know, they're being overly dramatic, but if you really start to think about what they've gone through, they're projecting a lot of their pain into certain situations. For Ella, it really does feel the same as she remembers back then, but she will not associate going to this other school as the same as being forced into an orphanage, but it feels the same. You got it? So basically what I'm explaining to her, and what I explained to her was, look, I know it feels the same, and I know it feels really bad, but this isn't the same. Your family is not leaving you. We are here. This is going to be a new, exciting time. You still have your friends. It gave us an opportunity to really address the pain that was just under the surface with her feelings of abandonment and rejection. And actually, when we had gotten through with it, that is when what you had seen when we had gone into this whole baptism thing. But the point is that when you have children that are struggling and maybe being defiant and all of this, try to keep into perspective what they're associating that with. With Ella, her pain is like her pain is literally right below the surface. It's like she'll have sort of this deadpan face on sometimes, but she is feeling it. And so what she needs is to constantly be reassured, even if her exterior sometimes can seem tough and all of that. It's actually the opposite. So we've been working on that, and I bring it up just because I think that people struggle with it, and a lot of people get confused when they adopt kids. They think they're going to come and just be happy and all this, but even when they're happy, to process new situations, even she's been here 5 years, even 5 years after she's been here, processing a new move is traumatic because it feels like having to be thrust into an orphanage away from your family. In her mind now, it's her schoolmates. It feels the same. So just remember that when your child is acting out, and try to really get to the core of it. If you need therapy, go to a therapist, and just try to be as in tune with your child as possible and try to get them to communicate. It's really hard sometimes just to get them to open up. She does not want to speak of some of these things, and yet lately she has been, and it's great to actually see her release some of the stuff. So subscribe to YouParent with some more little parenting anecdotes from us.